This is gonna be a treat. Oh, GUMIHO. GUMIHO is blasting it up ferociously, going aggressive straight away. What is this? A third SEV? Ho. He's gonna commit hard. Dark's been sent home, and he's gonna be sent home crying after this. If GUMIHO gets his way. Alright, Dark's gonna have to try his best here, and his Overlord flight path does seem to be well, it's gonna get there, maybe. It's not the quickest way there, and it's not really a guaranteed scout here, actually. I'm not sure, it might just barely not scout this, which would be miraculous for GUMIHO, but... This is what it is. This is what it is. So, Dark did go with the hatchery first. Sometimes, you know, occasionally we do see these Zergs go for a spawning pool first. And not always is... Oh, he adjusted, didn't he? He adjusted. Oh, but he adjusted again. Oh, no! Oh! Okay, well, at least he knows now. It's still quite late. Yes, if East and the Marine were already on the way, but at least he knows to pull the drones. There we go. Drones already here now. Let's see if they will be able to fight off this this barrage. There's the bunker trying to go up. Being able to cancel that first bunker would be pretty nice. There we are. 2 Marines now show up, and there's a third. The drones are not going to be able to fight this. They will need to retreat eventually, unless if they get a really good surround. Oh, 2 Marines go down just like that. 6 drones also have perished already, however. Zerglings trying to run backwards here, trying to get a bit of a surround going. Or potential surround, or a potential threat coming in from the back. A quick surround later down the line. Spinecrawler on the way here for Dark. More Zerglings being produced as GUMIHO. He does get another bunker there up on that high ground before the creep starts to spread out too much. Things are getting hairy here with that bunker. Ooh, gets the SCV being... Oh, might be able to get this SCV as well. Doesn't quite manage. The bunker completes. It's out of range of that hatchery, which is really good for Dark. He's just starting to make more and more Zerglings. Still on 16 workers. It's looking alright. Darting forwards with the Spinecrawler now. Trying to find an angle. Doesn't quite get it. Okay, massing more Zerglings. Dark actually supply blocked here a little bit. Did he lose an Overlord? No, he didn't. Making more drones. It's already falling apart, guys. It's already started. He was supply blocked there for a good, like what, 5 seconds? 7 seconds? I think between 5 and 10 seconds, maybe. More Marines just spilling on through. GUMIHO behind this. He is starting to produce another base. 2 gas being taken, so he's gonna get ready for a potential transition out of this. He's not gonna let Dark just have this position here. He wants to make it very difficult for Dark to get a 3rd base going for as long as possible. And really what he wants as well is to have Dark commit to a lot of those Zerglings here. That hopefully he will trade out pretty reasonable with. If he trades out too poorly, right, there's always the threat of Dark just running across the map and taking on whatever is available there. But we see the triple barracks flying back right now, so if they get back there in time, a wall should be constructed. Ooh, there he goes again, replacing the Spinecrawler, and the Marines, they decide to have a bit of it. Nice transfusions were gathered up right then. The Spinecrawler does get in the ground, but only 1 or 2 pokes delivered, and it is shot down by the Marines. Tough place to be here for Dark. Queen's uncertain about this, as there do go the Zerglings now trying to get this commitment going. The Queen's being pulled back that are low HP, and he will be able to clean these up fairly nicely. GUMIHO couldn't wait for those other barracks to arrive, actually. He's like, oh my goodness, we need something. We need it here right now, just in case. But he does manage to get those barracks there in time, and just barely in the nick of time as Zerglings are arriving at the hoplite gates right now. And he can just repair, wait for a marine or two, and he should be okay. Behind this, there's nothing really that can allow these Zerglings access. Yeah. There's no Baneling nest being made, but that was so many marine Zerglings. There's just so many Zerglings. He's only on 26 workers overall, right? It feels like he overcommitted onto the Zerglings here. Maybe he was really hoping he would be able to get something done here across the map. And to be fair, if those 3 barracks didn't make it home in time, there would be barracks in production that cannot be repaired. So the Zerglings, also I'm pretty sure they take extra damage, right, when they're being constructed. So the Zerglings would have had a big shot to chew through. And that entire situation there kind of prevented by GUMIHO by just knowing exactly when to send those barracks home. Very nice. And he's got a 3rd base. Look at that. He's got a 3rd base before Dark does in there. Oh, yes, guys. Battle cruisers coming along as well. Fusion core being added into the mix. Viking now starting to hunt down the overlords. This game will slow down quite considerably here. Probably the first bit of aggression is going to be the battle cruisers, I imagine. So we're not seeing much out of Dark. Dark probably just wants to try and beef up as much as possible. Try to gobble up the map. Play it out from there. Probably wants as much time to pass between the moment where he spent all that money on these Zerglings that never managed to get anything done, and the time where the armies truly start to have conflict with one another. Viking harassment getting a drone. Not bad. Has managed to escape as well. Oh, fancy that. Real regular Indiana Jones in that Viking right there. Or a G.I. Joe, right? They fly planes. Does Indiana Jones fly planes? I think he does. Maybe he just crash lands them. Oh, there they are. There's the battle cruisers. Are you ready, Mr. Dark? I'm not quite so certain. He does have a spore crawler there with 2 queens and that normally would be enough against 1 battle cruiser, but this is 2 battle cruisers, Dark. That might be a problem, as he will already lose a queen with quite a bit of energy very early on. Nice targeting there from GUMIHO, and he's starting to shoot down more and more queens right now. He's getting overlords. He's starting to get the drones. He's making wonderful plays. Dark decides to find some form of aggression on the other side then to maybe kind of trade out here in this situation. He's not finding as much as GUMIHO is, however. As the Zerglings, battered and bruised, have to turn away and try to get themselves back home. However, there they are again, the battle cruisers. Yep, burning them to a crisp. 2 more, guys, there's 2 more battle cruisers about to be ready. This is brutal. He's still dealing with the first set, and well, there's 11 drones died. How many queens? 8 queens have died. And now he is on 2 queens and 5 spore crawlers. And he's gonna have to defend 4 bases from 2 more battle cruisers. Maybe 4, right? If he waits for these to repair first. That's rough. He's making a spire. He's against the clock, however. Needs to get those corruptors out ASAP. He has a good amount of gas here banked, so he's going to be able to start quite a few. Excuse me. Alright. Is this going to be trouble here? 2 more battle... That's just 2... That's 6 battle cruisers now. It's gone up to 6 battle cruisers. Still 8 queens, 5 spore crawlers, and that's it. Corrupted production only just now beginning, and it's 2 of them. Can he hold? There's Yamato cannon here as well, but it's not being used as much. There we go. Now really just battering those things. It's like he wanted to give Dark false hope. You know, keep Dark in the game for a little bit longer so he has a bit more fun with it. 10 Corruptors about to pop. Could be another reason perhaps as to why he didn't quite want to use the Yamato cannon essentially earlier. He would prefer to use them on the Corruptors here. Oh. Sorry guys, I got slight flu symptoms. Okay, well, I can't believe it, man. This is GUMIHO playing like this versus Dark. And it feels amazing, while at the same time it feels like he's clowning on him. Right? I guess if Dark knew the battlecruisers would be coming, this would have been an entirely different game. But it was such a weird kind of transition, it felt like, right? From the triple barracks opening into triple command center, double starport battlecruiser production? What? I put it in a row like that and I'm like, wait. It's ridiculous, man. That is absolutely bonkers. Result, Bjorn versus Classic. Bjorn won that one versus 3-0. Hope we're not gonna get more 3-0s here. In all honesty, like, just for myself, I want to see more Dark play here. I would love to see Dark in another match. No offense to GUMIHO, but he's been here before. We know he's gonna make a comeback. I have no idea when Dark is gonna be able to come in for another online match here. It doesn't happen often. But GUMIHO, he is playing so well. He's playing so clean. And, oh man, it does start to feel like he truly deserves a victory here. Well, I mean, it's just game number 1. That's, I guess, the bright side in all of that. It's guaranteed more games. Dark biding his time, trying to find more Corruptors here. I mean, he's still in a playable position if he manages to wipe this army of GUMIHO somehow. And there he goes with the Zerglings and the Banelings. Can he do it? Can he do it? What's the battlecruiser count? Oh, it's only 4 remaining. Stark just done it. Stark just wiped the slate clean again of GUMIHO here as the tables turned. There's 4 battlecruisers remaining still. They managed to escape here. But there's not much else. 30 Marines. He's getting himself the bio upgrades together with that. That was a good defense. That was a really solid defense. Dark now, I mean, had a low base count. Had a low drone count. But he just fought that off like an absolute champ. And I'm not sure where he got everything from, but he did it anyway. I thought, like, how in the world is he gonna ever be able to defend against an Expulsion when the first 4 battlecruisers look like that? Now, well, he's gonna try to do it again a little bit late with the follow-up Corruptors. Also, maybe a bit of an overcommittal off of the creep. Can he manage one more defense? No. Nope, he cannot. GG is called. Bottom left side, Dragon Phoenix Gamers, Blue Zerg. Dark. Top right side, the Red Terran Force, Storm Gaming. It is Blah. He's doing it again, isn't he? Well, it's his right. It's only one SCV so far. I don't think he's sending any more. Just the one. Doesn't want to risk it once again, fully. He's just gonna make a single Reaper there. Quick scout, and he's gonna go for the bunker also. Gonna try to have Dark overreact here, perhaps a little bit. If he pulls drones and then he gets the Reaper on them as well, that could be nice, right? Chase them down a little bit. And Dark's not having any of it so far. I'm not even sure if he noticed so far. Well, he should notice now. I guess on the other side he sees that there's a factory already on the way. So he knows he's safe. Cancels the second gas. I'll still make a Roach Warren here. A Roach Warren does get scouted. Doesn't quite lose the drone yet. Good micro from both players so far. Looks like the Reaper will be able to pick off 3 units so far. I think that was 2 Zerglings and a drone. Yes, sir. He's got the bunker there now, and well, Dark once again in a position where he's somewhat contained. 2 Zerglings across the field. It's a bit of a, well, meh. It's a bit of a, it's not too much of a concern. However, could still cost a couple of Zerglings their lives. However, the bunker does get sold, so the Reapers go on a final hunt there attempted. But decide against it again and just kind of vacate the area, I suppose. Is that an SCV? I think it was, right? It was the SCV. Those 2 Zerglings have been chasing for that entire time. Overlord gets sniped as well. I mean, things are looking okay for GUMIHO here. 26 workers to 21. Dark, once again, probably kind of overcommitted on the Zergling numbers here. Maybe anticipating something else. He made a Roach Warren as well. And all those Spore Crawlers he was forced to build and cancel. Yeah, he was making a gas, right? And yeah, GUMIHO just entirely in the head of Dark. And Dark is wasting so much money and units, larvae in particular, for because of that. Well, with this amount of Zerglings, you should at least be able to catch those Reapers eventually, you'd say. GUMIHO is gonna start bringing 2 Cyclones across the map, and once more, in his own base, we see production getting started for the battlecruisers. Dark's gonna have to try and muster up a defense here. I like the lock-ons into the Zerglings, why not? That's not gonna work. You can't micro... You can't pick up micro against Zerglings, guys. Well, a little bit, right? But then people lose their HP and then it's done. You can't... There's no projectiles to dodge. I guess he favored the 2 Reapers over the Cyclone, which is pretty interesting. Thought he would prefer the Cyclone, but maybe the Cyclones were only built because he thought there was roaches on the way. So now the Cyclones aren't as beneficial anymore. Zergling counterattack gets, you know what? Gets more SCVs than I initially thought they would. Started off a bit slow, but with the SCV's low HP, you know, then suddenly it starts going quickly. There was 9 SCVs right there being slaughtered, and that really good start, actually, in a pretty good spot, I would say. GUMIHO, who was ahead on workers previously, now suddenly 30 workers to 41 after losing those 10. Also, you know, a little bit because of how the Zerg produces their workers. But, you know, 10 workers lost, that is a significant difference. So right now, instead of 5 worker difference, it's 15. 3 times as large. Cruiser starts his massacre once again, but this time around it's only one of them. There seems to be more than enough queens. Dark not gonna fall for the same trick twice. Yeah, Dark now, I mean, this is a good position for him. He's getting a spy. The Baneling Nest is coming up. How many queens are we on? 10 queens. There we go. That's the numbers you would like to see. A 10-fold of the amount of battle cruisers. If your opponent has 10 battle cruisers, you better be ready with 100 queens. That's right. And you know nothing bad's gonna happen to you. Little poke here from GUMIHO. I'm not quite sure what he anticipates to get. Maybe just clearing some creep. Or is he actually going to try? Oh, that is a committal, isn't it? The battlecruiser's TPing right on top of everything. But Dark, I guess his baneling numbers aren't that high yet. He doesn't have baneling speed. The queens, look at just the volume of queens that's available here. Poking away so quickly at the battlecruisers. And now, I mean, what's left for the Terrans? Not enough. GG is called. GUMIHO made one final hurrah and didn't quite back out. GG. Dark ties up the show. It's really a point in the previous games, wasn't it? Where Dark was just kind of being set at the beat of the game of GUMIHO. Of GUMIHO's game. With those proxies. Now, of course, a little bit of a lucky break here and there with the proxies not getting scouted. Pretty much at all. Nice, sees a drone hatching there. Gets a Zergling as well. Could be big later down the line, of course, if Hellions show up. Or the Reaper comes back. GUMIHO going for a triple CC behind this, actually. Alright, so a bit of a 180 turn here from GUMIHO. I like the approach. I like it. Keep your opponent on his toes. He has proven, however, that it is possible to have Dark overcommit to those Zerglings. If you apply just enough pressure. Which is apparently triple barracks. And then, you know, still have them be back at the home base to defend against the Lings afterwards. But it worked. That was just pure magic for GUMIHO there. That was really well played. Second game, couldn't quite get those tricks to work as well, and it seemed like Dark's just less stunted. Didn't overproduce those Zerglings as much. Still thought that he had a little bit, but he managed to make it work somehow. That's the magic of Dark, I suppose, right? I don't get to analyze and inspect it myself all too often, but when I see it on those streams, my goodness, it is there. It's a Zerg player that just seems to be more comfortable than other players when he's, you know, in a position which we would be considering being behind for a lot of other Zergs. And for him, it's just like, well, you know, it's just going to be a little bit tougher, it seems, but I think I got this. Which is just ever so impressive. Has the fusion core. Single starports with attack lab ready to produce battlecruisers. Wondering if we're going to see the double battlecruiser pilot once more. That really did seem effective. Then again, I mean, Dark, is he going to underproduce queens after those previous games? And knowing the opponent that he's up against overall in general. A man that is quite thoroughly enumerated with the use of battlecruisers. Viking, yeah, his Zerglings get the scouts, see that there is that quick third base. Let's see what the reaction there will be for Dark. Dark making 9 overlords there for a moment. Not sure what that was about. I guess because of the Viking hunting. Not sure whether he would lose 1 or 2 more. Doesn't want to get supply blocked in a potentially crucial time where the Terran could be coming across the map with some harassment. There's the battlecruiser already claiming 3 little drone victims. Be careful, however, the dead space behind this main base not as large as it needs it to be. It's a big fella, those battlecruisers. Needs a bit of room. Careful there, Dark, with those small units in a choke point like that. The Hellions would love to have a fight there with the Zerglings and Banelings. Getting the 4th base drone, a little nice, you know, tap there as well. A feather in the hat for GUMIHO. He's losing a slight bit of the Hellion presence, but he's making more of them, and he's going full mech this time. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a full mech boy this time around. 2 armories, and pure battlecruiser Hellion production for the time being. Dark Spire is over halfway done. He's going to be ready to have a real answer to chase down those battlecruisers with pretty soon. Well, the battlecruiser production kind of halted at 2. That's it? No, never mind. It continued. So maybe GUMIHO is not going to over-make the battlecruisers. Well, I say over-make. You can never over-make battlecruisers, can you? Not in the eyes of the spectators. Is he gonna get that? I don't know. Not seen Hellbats try to kill a hatchery very often. He's gonna give it a good bash. And we've all learned a valuable lesson here today that, well, they managed to get it quite low on HP. Maybe a Yamato cannon down the line or 2 will be able to pick it up. Who knows? Battlecruiser here, a lot of SCVs dying by a Zergling counterattack. The Hellions, of course, all turn into Hellbats, and, well, they can't defend this area any longer. In the Zergling Crescents, and it just seems like GUMIHO underprepared back at home for the amount of stuff that he sent in across the fields. Now, Corruptor's not going to be the unit of choice. No, Mutalisk arriving at the scene of the crime as well. A little bit careful with 3 battlecruisers, a bunch of SCVs there to repair them, and even a couple of Cyclones. Doesn't quite want to commit yet with the mutant numbers that he has available. Still bulking up with more Zerglings, however, as Dark, you know, has kept his base alive, kept his drone count fairly comfortable, and managed to even dent GUMIHO in the process. The assassination squadron. The pack of the SCV hunters. Try to get a refinery going this time around. Cyclones might stick around here as well now. Ooh. It's an awkward exchange, isn't it? SCVs pulled in time. How do we do this as GUMIHO? How would you approach this situation? It's gotta be ever so careful. The Mutalisk numbers could potentially grow substantially, you know, so that's why we're seeing Thors now being added into the mix as well. Battlecruiser is still a helpful tool against this, but ultimately not gonna be the best against Mutalisk. Well, they will be in this situation. I guess they're upgrades. +1 plus... No, they don't have air ship weapons, so it's the ground weapons. Ooh. Where did that come from? Must be the question on GUMIHO's mind as well. Perhaps the exchange with the Mutalisk just a ruse to catch GUMIHO off guard. Another one here being set up. Banelings into the third base. Mutalisk towards the main. That doesn't get as much this time around. Well, GUMIHO is just taking too many losses, man. That is just all we can say here. It's incredibly rough, but especially that first run by, right, of the Zerglings and the Banelings, the Hellbat attack there didn't accomplish much. Had it killed this base, I don't even think it would have been worth it, right? Because he lost so many SCVs because he just left himself open for a Zergling attack. Then again, you can't let the Zerg just grow endlessly on his side of the field either. Maybe just a few Hellions to try and get lucky with an harassment. Find a way past the Queen somehow. There we go. Corrupt is in the mix as well. Only 3 Mutalisks survive. Has made a few nickel there, and another base for GUMIHO goes down. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. The army for GUMIHO is gonna be a tough one, of course. Doesn't quite take as much damage there. I think he lost like, what, a siege tank? Maybe a Hellion or something. Nothing crazy. There he is. Alright, this is the army for GUMIHO. 97 army supply strong, and it walks head first into a wall of Banelings. Wow. Yep, that is most of the Hellbats gone. The Cyclones, most of those are gone. And he's like, alright, never mind. Okay, I'll just defend. Maru was right. I guess he could have scanned ahead, right? Another fight here. Nice biles onto the battlecruisers. Truly, like, probably the ability that's just gonna make him straight up win here. Isn't it? Is it? I think it might be. I mean, even more damage being taken. There's some Hellions going in. There's blue flame Hellions, like... Yeah, stuff like this, right? If you had done stuff like this with the Hellions, even if they weren't blue flame instead of the Hellbat attack, kept a few of them at home in case there was a big Zergling run by, he would have been fine. Or this would have been like an entirely different game. Man. Hellbat attacks. They are tempting, aren't they? They really are. GUMIHO on 3 bases, struggling to keep that up. As he's still managing to find some overall slight success here with the Hellions. I say slight success, and I do mean that in the slightest. It's preoccupying Dark and killing 3 drones, but probably not worth it for the amount of Hellions that it cost him. Dark is getting ready once again. We see him starting to get closer and closer to the 200 mark. Probably once he reaches that, he's just gonna try to make a go for it. As he is just in the money with these defenses as well. Look at this. Look at that. He's just ready. He's just so ready. He's gonna lose 2 queens, but like, he's not gonna lose the drones. He's not gonna lose anything there. 2 queens. That's fine for him now. He's got a what? 3 base lead over his opponent. He can afford 2 queens. Oof. Another splatter. Alright, yeah, this is really now just GUMIHO. Like, I'm not even sure if you want to continue making SCVs right now, right? I think you just keep muling this planetary here. And you just try to beef up your army. It's up against the timing. That's the greatest spy on the way. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything. I'm not sure if there's anything. What can he do? Dark made a simple yet extremely effective maneuver with those Zerglings in the initial part of the game. With the Hellbats on his front porch, he was like, you know what, we don't need the Zerglings here, we just use them across the map. GUMIHO not ready, that's, yeah, that's a shame. Swarm hosts? Wow. Wow, Dark. He's afraid he's not going to be cost efficient enough here. Tearing out of gas. I mean, he still has 2 gas he could take here. Still has a gas he can take over here. So this base is empty. Definitely could be mining more efficiently, GUMIHO here, but I guess every little tiniest squeeze you can get out of your SCVs you need to get, right? There we go, he's starting to fix that sort of stuff. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't even know how to describe this anymore. This is just... Oof. Yeah, GG. GG! Dark wins game number 3. Map number 4, Moon Dance, top left side, Dragon Phoenix Gamers. Guys, we are guaranteed to see more of him now. It is Dark. Right, either he wins and he goes up against Björn in another best of 5, or he loses and we go to the 5th match. And this man will be able to stick around for a little bit longer and try to make it to the bigger prize money of this online event. The bottom right side, Red Terran, Saistun Gaming, GUMIHO. And guess what, guys? Deja vu. In this 3rd map, or 4th map, we're going to take a look back at the 1st map and see how things potentially could have been differently there. We're gonna have the same situation approaching. It's gonna be a little bit easier for GUMIHO even to do it on a map like this, because there's no ramp. Right, so there's no trouble for his Marine's vision. Nor is there a real area where he cannot put a bunker. He is pretty free in that entire aspect of all of it. Dark so far, very unfortunate with his Overlord scouting. Decided to go the other way around. So that coin flip going into GUMIHO's favor there. And we'll see. Actually, you know what? I should have... Oh dear, I haven't even noticed. I thought the spawning pool is done, guys. He went spawning pool first. He went spawning pool first, and now, well... This is what happens if you go spawning pool first. Look at how safe you are. Look at how safe he is. GUMIHO, you just spend how much money on those 3 barracks? and those Marines. And having those SCVs away from your base, the initial 3 SCVs from like you're starting, what, 12 something? Oh dear. This is rough for GUMIHO. He's still going to try to make it work, of course. Spine Crawler on the way. A couple of Zerglings here. No drones had to be pulled so far for Dark. Wondering whether that's going to be happening in the future. This is a 3 racks after all. Let's hope he doesn't misjudge the situation. Already going in here with the Zerglings, perhaps a little bit too quickly, but he's really trying to keep this bunker from being completed, while keeping the Marines out of that bunker. Because this bunker, look at that, that bunker is in fact in range of the hatchery, and that adds a whole lot of pressure to this situation right now. That Spine Crawler doesn't have a lot of time, probably should be starting to move pretty quickly. GUMIHO wants to put his low HP Marines in the bunker. Having a bit of trouble with the micro there, and then suddenly Dark is on his doorstep. And Dark, oh, Dark is not having a good time with that. He's underestimated it, isn't he? I think so. I think he assumed this was a 2 racks instead of the 3 racks, and well, lets the hatchery die. Sets further up back, and gonna try again, but this is nowhere near enough for the units that you need. Even with that Spine Crawler already in the ground, that would have been a tough fight. GG is called. GUMIHO ties up the series. We are now in our map number 5, ladies and gentlemen. The decider match. Whoever gets this point will be moving on to Björn's best of 5 for the finals. In the top left side, the Blue Zerg, Dragon Phoenix Gamers. It is Dark. Making a spawning pool first and still not quite ready for the triple racks. Top right side, the Red Terran Storm Gaming, GUMIHO. Yeah, it can fall all away so quickly if you just decide to give chase when you really should not have. You lose a couple of Zerglings and you're like, oh shoot, I guess I should not be here right now, let's run away. And then as you're running away, the Terran turns around immediately, starts giving chase and shoots down 2 more of your Zerglings, and then it's like, well, I have 2 more remaining. And I just barely only nibbled on them. Yeah, you can't, it's just, you can't misgauge those types of engagements, right? If you do and you have to run away again, it's basically like having to run into your opponent 3 times the distance for the fight while they're shooting you. Because you have to run in, run out, and then you have to run in again. So. Alright, what's happening? What's happening? Seems such a little trivial thing, right? It's like, oh, no, I mean, it could happen. You just kind of poke and then you go away again. It shouldn't be a big thing, right? It's pretty darn big. Right, pretty standard opening here for both players. The third base, very early for Dark, I suppose, but he's gonna make do with it, I imagine. Little drone there. Ooh, gets the drone. Does not. Ooh, almost gets surrounded there. Good effort from Dark. But better effort from GUMIHO, I suppose. Gets the drone, gets out of there. First Stallion on the field. First little Terran race car driver to make it on this map. little tiny Max Verstappers. Going for Banshee with Cloak. So no battle cruisers so far. Instead we'll see the Banshee and, you know, GUMIHO. I guess his battle cruiser control came a little bit from his Banshee control, right? So I've seen this man go for Banshees. Oh, it is gorgeous. It is wonderful. It's gonna be a moment before they are on the field, of course, but he's getting Cloak, so normally we can anticipate a bit of a committal, at least 2 of them. Right, that's the bare minimum, and then because it's GUMIHO, we might get more. I think a lot of Terrans just see it as too much busy work, perhaps. Going above the 2. This is a very, very, you know, high potential damage unit, but it requires so much of your attention. It requires so much micro and just careful planning and just awareness of your the opponent's positionings and stuff like that as well. It's incredibly tough to do while you're microing and macroing all sorts of other things at the same time. Two armories. GUMIHO going for the Mac once more. And of course I said we would have 2 Banshees. It looks like we're gonna have 1. Are you kidding me? He'll make more later, right? I'm sure he will make more later. That is... Did he only make 1? He did only make 1. Alright. Very good, very good. Dark on the other side of the map has been able to go quite heavy on the droning here. It's been quite mineral intensive for a while now. And he is managed to get himself up to 65 workers already. The 4th base on the way. GUMIHO, yeah, he's behind here with the 3rd base. 53 workers. It's all right. It's all good for the Terran there in that position as well. Oh, the Banshee went down? Oh, that's what happens. Oh, okay. So he did make 2. I'm not crazy. You see, one of them just died. So it was a caster curse in another way that took place. The one where I said he's really good at Banshee control and then he loses one. Luckily, it happens off screen, so... we can imagine an epic struggle and the most amazing micro in the way that he died. And just pretend that that's what happens. Double Thor drop. Now this is unique. And yeah, perhaps that is demonstrated there by Dark why it's unique. Definitely did cast a bit of a stir. Oh, I like that. The ball, that is wonderful. It's like trying to block me off with your Roach Warren. Let me use that Roach Warren of yours. How about them apples? That's 10 workers going down by the Hellions, transforming into Hellbats one by one as well. And now getting a good bit of value against those Zerglings here. Very cool. Alright, not sure if that made the Thor drop worth it, losing a Thor and a Medevac. But, well, looking at the trades here, pretty good. I guess I'm still a little bit concerned for GUMIHO because Dark was allowed to get away with droning up so heavily in the earlier part of the game. It still feels like it should be okay for him to trade a little bit inefficient. Say a little bit. Quite a bit inefficient. And it's Dark, right? He likes to play from behind. Or he's good at it, at least, so... have to take that into the equation. And then suddenly it becomes a whole bunch of math that's too difficult for me. I guess that's what makes it exciting. Couple of factories. There we go. Keep adding them. Need that production up and high here with the extra money coming in from these new bases being established by GUMIHO. Dark not slacking off either. He will be gobbling up his side of the fields here as quickly as he can, it seems. Bit of a back and forth for the watchtower. Could mean, you know, the difference between a big drop coming through and working out or not. But yeah, Dark already on the case. Look at that. Sending over the queens. He's like, oh, you want to have control of the watchtower? Oh, whatever for, I wonder. And he is ready again. He's like, well, if you start dropping Thors here, if you'd like to drop your Thors again, I'm ready to receive. Some great target fire from those queens as well. Just targeting down the medevacs, realizing, you know what, these Thors are gonna die here. This was not a good move by you, Mr. GUMIHO, and he's on the verge of doing it again. Let's see if it works out better this time. I guess it will. There's only 3 queens here. The medevacs are sticking around. The Thors, I mean, remarkably efficient with dealing against Zerglings. Each one of those shots kills 2 Zerglings, right? It's like boom, boom. It's 2 Zerglings, I'm pretty sure. It's just 1. Or it looks like 2. They killed them quickly, anyway. Now they're gonna kill drones, and oh, wow. Dark tries to do a counter attack, and that is absolutely pummeled. Well, that was me making a fun of a Thor drop, and well, being made an absolute fool for it. Being made to look like an absolute dum-dum. That was the greatest drop I've ever seen. Look at those kills. 25, 22, 24. That's queens, drones, and Zerglings. And, well, we didn't need anything else. The roaches of Dark, they are trying to reaccumulate here. But, I mean, look at this. GUMIHO knows. He's not even sieging his siege tanks. He's like, come on, come at me. I don't even need to do anything else but an A move. Maybe the occasional bile dodge. We'll be okay. I don't think he's wrong. Picking up these Thors again is shooting down some overlords. Being a nuisance. Dark on 3 bases here as GUMIHO on, well, soon to be a billion. Wow. GUMIHO. What a show, man. What a show. GUMIHO, he's a real showman, isn't he? And he makes it work. And this is Dark he's playing against. Dark. Considerably one of the best Zergs in the world. If not the best in Korea. Right? He's making it look like a really interesting matchup. To be fair, a lot of this seems like it's just it feels unfamiliar for Dark. Like, he just hasn't experienced these threats as much as he's faced a lot of other StarCraft 2 threats, of course. And, oh, is he gonna go in? No. Yeah, this is just a matter of time, guys. I mean, Dark is giving it a brave fight, and he's desperately hoping for GUMIHO to walk into him. But I don't think that's gonna happen. GUMIHO fully aware, like, I can just sit here. I can make more units. I can get easily up to 200 supply, and then we'll slowly start trading out. And maybe even then. He won't send in the siege tanks here, perhaps. He's just gonna slowly just bleed out Dark in this corner of the map. Or he's just gonna walk in after the Roaches and Ravages die. Is he? Alright, well, Dark knows as well that time is ticking for him. Okay, leapfrog forward the tanks. Perfectly fine. Just don't unsiege it all and try to move forwards here. The last moments? I don't think so. He's still hoping for GUMIHO to commit more units. Because those biles are going to be a while to get those siege tanks out of here. Another 2 Thors just threatening to drop in this place again. And this is just absolute bullying from GUMIHO here now. It's the right way to play this, right? He should not move these siege tanks here. Ooh, a little bit low on the anti-Zergling count of units, so the siege tanks all kind of shooting each other as well, trying to aim at the Zerglings there. Well, Dark realizing, you know what, this is costing me a lot to clean this up, and then I guess you still have, you know, another army, and then you still have a lot of bases. You still have 2 Thors in my main base, killing everything. He taps out. GG is called. GUMIHO takes the best of 5, and he'll move on to a TVT versus Bjorn in our final best of 5.